Braxton! She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me. What do you mean? And immediately she made me feel this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on me.
It seems to be the most shocking. I am missing a big piece of my heart, Birdman is genuinely breaking hearts and being exposed as a ghost by Birdman. Rumor has it that Birdman is finally discussing what truly transpired between them. According to him, Toni spent all of his money, dropped when the economy slowed, and is now on the verge of going bankrupt again. Toni Braxton is not a broke girl. However, keep in mind that Toni has already dealt with Money Calhoun. Her history of extravagant spending and 2 bankruptcies is already starting to be pieced together by the media. But now that Birdman is speaking up, it paints a whole different picture of their relationship. Some close to Toni argue that Birdman is just trying to distort the facts out of resentment, while others wonder if Toni actually abused him. Let us look at the charges, the money trail, and the complex aftermath of what may be one of the most shocking relationship exposés in R&B history. Considering the current state of affairs, it feels like simply another gloomy love ballad. Toni Braxton allegedly tried to get out of his marriage to Birdman with a $160 million divorce settlement after they had been married for less than a month. I thought they would be together for a longer time, but rumors have it that she did not even remain long enough to play the part. Rumor has it that 2 days after the wedding, Toni and Birdman broke up, and less than a month later, she filed for divorce, claiming that the marriage was irretrievably ruined and that there was no chance of reconciliation. But this is where it became ugly, since Toni thought she should get $160 million after just 2 days of marriage, and fans were upset. For this same reason, a lot of people are endorsing Birdman and calling her a wealth digger. For instance, after ending a marriage so abruptly, how can you feel entitled to a fortune? As everyone knows now, Birdman and Toni officially split up in 2019. But then, according to Birdman, things got even stranger when Toni started to circle back around in 2023, flirting, leaving hints, and overall projecting that she was ready to spend that block. The story goes that she was trying to regain his favor as though nothing had happened. Birdman said he was not initially interested because he had already moved on with his life. But Toni, he said, kept trying. She persevered, kept showing up, and gradually the old feelings came back. One thing led to another, and they eventually resumed their relationship. They dated for around a year before being married on August 8th, 2024. But this is where Toni Braxton filed for divorce less than 7 days after. Insiders, however, claim that Birdman wants her to respect his name and stop using it because he has been enraged ever since he exposed her as a gold digger and took her behind the scenes. Neither is he sugarcoating anything. His suspicion that he was tricked is being reinforced by several insiders. In court, Toni allegedly attempted more than just to hit him in the pockets. She allegedly went one step further and tried to sell off some of his diamonds after failing to get his money directly. Toni has never had the best financial record, so no one should be shocked even if everything is in ruins. She made a lot of money and was one of the most well-known celebrities of the 1990s, but she lost everything twice. In 1998, she declared bankruptcy for the first time, sparking a major scandal. The idea that someone who had sold millions of records would suddenly find himself in poverty was unthinkable to the general public. It did not stop there, since the financial crisis continued into 1999 and the headlines were negative. She even made an attempt to make amends by appearing on Oprah once, but it backfired when Oprah questioned her spending habits and brought attention to the reckless decisions that first caused her debt. Instead of owning up to it, Toni attacked Oprah on live TV, accusing her of being nasty and victimizing her "try thing gets insane." There are also rumors that Toni wants all of his $160 million fortune.
Braxton! She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me. What do you mean? And immediately she made me feel this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on.
Toni was able to bounce back from that initial bankruptcy, and for a little while it seemed like she was finally getting back on her feet, but the quiet did not last. In 2010, she finally declared bankruptcy again, but this time it was far worse. According to reports, Toni said that her debts totaled between $10 million and $50 million, indicating not only financial difficulties but a total breakdown. She blamed the collapse of her Las Vegas residency cancellation, which happened when a serious heart condition was discovered. That was not the only challenge though. There were also long-standing backlogs of unpaid taxes, ongoing coverage disputes, and serious insurance issues. Since then, Toni has been fighting for his life in silence, and the numbers do not lie. Her most recent album barely sold 7,000 copies and peaked at number 163 on the Billboard 200. Demonstrating that the music is simply not as popular as it once was. The last one only made roughly 16,000 copies. For an artist who used to be at the top of the charts, those numbers are extremely concerning. After record sales fell, the Braxton Family Values reality show became her main source of revenue, but even that focus has started to fade. The popularity of the show has declined in recent years, and it is clear that financial hardship has been increasing in the lack of steady media attention or hit tunes. Now, fans are starting to wonder if her connection with Birdman was more about love or survival. Already there were rumors that Toni was on the verge of filing for bankruptcy again. She abruptly reappeared after being apart from Birdman for almost 4 years. The time was obviously giving her the side eye, and it was starting to seem more like she was trying to blend in with the gaudy Gucci-clad bulls than she was truly being Birdman the man. Because, let us be honest for a second, no one knew why they suddenly made up in 2023. For years, Toni had maintained their permanent separation and even asserted that they could not get back together. He was my man. Do not you see that? Who am I, in your opinion? When she abruptly changed her mind and started cuddling up to him again, fans knew immediately that something was wrong. It was supposed to be this candid and emotional moment when Toni was on the talk show talking about her lupus diagnosis, in case you forgot. But the moment Tamron mentioned Birdman, the mood shifted dramatically. The room altered, Toni stiffened, and he avoided eye contact, which made it clear that something was not sitting directly behind the scene.
You said, I'm just not feeling it anymore. And then you came back.
Yeah. I think it's when I was first diagnosed with having lupus, I was so down, I was so depressed, and the doctors told me I would never be able to work again, your music career's over. But the man upstairs had a whole other plan for me.
Yeah.
But at the time...
As you can see, it has never been easy to follow the Toni and Birdman story. They had been dating sporadically since 2016, yet even when they were together, most people did not understand the relationship. Now, think back to when Birdman proposed in 2018 and showed out that massive $5 million yellow diamond ring. Everyone was talking, it was gaudy, it was like something out of a fairy tale, and then there was radio silence. There are rumors and an odd feeling, but no wedding or real updates. The engagement seemed more like a headline than a real partnership.
Okay, you're engaged.
I'm engaged.
He did good, right? He did well, right? Very well. He did good. But there's no date.
But the wedding kept getting delayed, pushed back, and postponed. Toni's frequent charges of timing were not taken seriously by the fans. She said that she had accidentally left the $5 million engagement ring on a plane, and Toni was accused of losing it. This was the biggest red flag of all. The ring just vanished, but the bag it was in was given back. How, for instance, could a ring of that kind of diamond be lost? She reportedly sold her most valuable item, a $5 million engagement ring, as anyone in her circumstances may have done, because she was in desperate need of money. At first, Birdman honestly believed she had lost it, so he did not think much about it. If these rumors are true, his no biggie attitude probably vanished. He even played it casual in an interview, dismissing it as unimportant. Birdman did not start to lose it until he discovered the truth. As it happens, the ring was located, and when he learned that she had purportedly sold it without telling him, the trust was shattered.
The jury, that $5 million engagement rings from Birdman, honey, just gone, honey. So Toni Braxton is trying to get her engagement ring back. Now, one of the questions I want to know is why?
Despite their best attempts to patch things up, the engagement ended, and soon after, the whole relationship collapsed. Toni returns to the same money games years later, but this time, Birdman is not playing along. He may have finally crested the trend as it seems from the outside, and history is not going to repeat itself. He is clearly referring to it exactly as he currently sees it, and he will not repeat it. But rather than fumbling the bag with Birdman by accident, Toni Toni might have been chasing it the entire time if the latest rumors are true, but now that the truth is emerging, how much further does this go? Will Birdman act masculine and show the side of Toni that has been hidden all along, or does he just retain resentment? At any rate, two things are clear: this complex tale is far from finished.